Me name's Walter, early 30s, pretty average guy. Work as a senior IT specialist at a mid-sized company. Not some flashy startup, not a soulless megacorp either, just a normal place where you clock in, do your job, go home. My whole little universe is the IT department. There were 5 of us all guys, just how it ended up. We had this weird, almost family vibe going, ran on gallons of coffee, dumb inside jokes, and the shared understanding, we were basically digital plumbers, keeping the whole place from falling apart. Our boss Greg was old school management, simple mindset. Network's up, tickets are handled, life is good. He didn't care about the details, never hovered, never micromanaged, just let us do our thing. Honestly, it was kind of perfect. The atmosphere was super chill. We'd talk about anything new. GPs, weekend projects, random stuff. We were building in our garages. If someone got stuck on something nasty, 2 or 3 of us would roll over to their desk, throw ideas around until something clicked. No formal meetings, no scheduled brainstorm sessions, just actual teamwork. We grabbed lunch together almost every day. Not because we had to, just liked hanging out. It was our time to breathe, complain about some dumb software update corporate dumped on us, or argue about a movie someone watched over the weekend. It felt like a real work brotherhood. No drama, no tension people would kill for a setup like that. Then she showed up, still remember it, clear as day. Monday morning, late spring. AC already struggling against the heat. Greg calls us into the tiny conference room. Standing next to him is a woman, maybe a couple years younger than me. Her name was Nicole. Greg says she's the new marketing manager. Apparently her job is to bridge creative ideas with technical execution, translation. We're about to get buried in extra work. First impression wasn't great. Everything about her felt sharp. Sharp suit, tight hairstyle. Even the way she held her tablet like a shield. She gave us the smallest nod. No smile. Nothing. We went around introducing ourselves when it got to me. I did my usual line, I'm Walter IT. If it has code, I'm your guy. Normally that gets at least a smirk from her. Nothing, just this cold, analytical stare. And about an hour later, first red flag hits one of my coworkers, younger guy, really good with databases. He's trying to gently explain why her idea, real-time petabyte-level analytics for some ad banner, isn't possible with what we have. He's being patient using analogies, talking about pipes, tanks, water flow, trying to explain bandwidth and processing limits, keeping it super respectful. Then she suddenly throws her hand up so abrupt it cuts him off. Mid-sentence, she says, flat tone, that she has a degree and fully understands data flow principles and doesn't need it. Explained to her, room just goes heavy, like the air got thicker. Everyone shuts up. The guy just blinks, turns red, mumbles an apology. Rest of the meeting is ice cold, like someone flipped a switch and turned off all human interaction. It was obvious this wasn't about the tech. She was setting the tone first day, making it clear who's in charge. We go back to our desks after that. No one talks for a while. The silence feels louder than our usual chatter. Next few weeks keep that same vibe. Nicole was insanely sensitive to anything she saw as toxic masculinity, and she saw it everywhere. One morning, one of the guys just says, "Morning, guys," to everyone, including her. Later that day, we all get an email from Nicole linked to some article about gender-neutral language in the workplace. No names mentioned, but we all knew exactly who it was about. That guy looked so awkward after he'd done something wrong, when all he did was say hi. After that, we started choosing our words carefully around her jokes. Disappeared. The easygoing vibe died. We'd email her even if she was 20 feet away. Because honestly, it felt safer. Written words leave a trail, can't be twisted later, or turned into something you didn't say. Felt like she preferred it that way too. Every interaction with her was purely transactional. She needed something. We delivered it, no small talk, no friendliness, not even a hint of it. Our department basically split into 2 worlds. One was us 5, still normal, still relaxed, when she wasn't around. The other world started the second. Nicole walked in around her. It felt like walking on thin ice, one wrong phrase, one innocent comment, and suddenly you're in trouble, and that's when everything started heading toward the moment that flipped it all upside down. This all went down a few weeks after she joined. Nicole was running this big digital marketing campaign, her personal baby. The thing that was supposed to prove she mattered, our team built her a custom analytics dashboard for it. Powerful tool, but fragile as hell. Ate resources like crazy. Depended on a server that loved to pass out under pressure. We knew all its quirks had to run, certain scripts at specific times, avoid heavy queries during the day, follow steps in the right order, or it would choke. This wasn't textbook stuff. This was learned the hard way over years. So one day I'm coming back from the coffee machine, walk up to my desk, and there's Nicole sitting there clicking her mouse like it owes her money, jaw tight, clearly frustrated. I glance at her screen, instantly. Get what's happening. She's trying to pull a massive data set. The kind that would absolutely freeze the server, like forcing a fire hose through a garden. Hose. She exhales hard, leans back in her chair, just staring at the frozen loading bar, and my brain goes into autopilot classic IT reflex. See problem to fix. Problem for a second. I don't even think about who she is. Just see a technical issue I could solve in 2 minutes, save her hours of pain. Help the project move faster, win for everyone. Logic and basic work, instinct. Both say the same thing, offer help. So I walk over, keep a bit of distance so I don't seem pushy. Use the calmest tone I can. Hey Nicole, looks like the analytics server's choking again. She turns to me, face completely blank. I keep it casual. Gesture lightly at the screen. It's freezing because the query's too heavy. If you cache the data set first, it should run way smoother. Want me to show you the command? I genuinely meant it. That's literally my job, make broken tech behave. She just stares at me for a few seconds. Eyes narrowing, then in this flat, cold voice says, she can handle it without my help. Says she didn't ask me to step in. Says my unsolicited attempt to explain her job comes off as condescending, and then tops it off. Says me standing behind her is distracting, and she'd appreciate it. If I went back to my desk, I just stood there, like I got hit with something, felt like offering a life preserver to someone drowning and them accusing you of trying to steal their water. Face got hot. Instantly, I put my hands up a little. All right, got it, no problem. Turn around, walk back to my desk, can feel all 4 guys watching me. Like, you serious right now? I sit down, open some random app that has nothing to do with anything, just stare at the screen, replaying the whole thing over and over. I wasn't rude, I didn't push, I didn't talk down to her. I just tried to help, and somehow ended up feeling like I crossed the line right there. I made a decision, that's it. No more initiativa with her. No helping unless it's officially requested in writing if she wants to wrestle with that server for hours. That's her problem. I put my headphones on, try to get back to work. But I'm still pissed under the surface next morning, comes, and there's a surprise waiting email from HR sitting in my inbox subject line. Request for a meeting. My stomach drops instantly. Email is polite, vague. Says they want me to meet later with Greg and an HR rep to discuss workplace interaction. I already know exactly where this is coming from. Rest of the morning, I'm on edge. Keep replaying that moment with Nicole, trying to find where I supposedly messed up. Can't find anything. Finally meeting, time hits. I walk into Greg's office, he's already there. Looks uncomfortable. Like he doesn't want to be part of this next to him. Is a woman from HR, only seen her during company presentations before notebook in hand. All business. They tell me to sit as soon as I do. She starts talking straight to the point. Says Nicole filed a formal complaint. According to her, I approached her desk, uninvited, acted in a way that undermined her authority, and questioned her professionalism. HR lady even uses terms like microaggression, unsolicited criticism, creating a hostile environment. I'm just sitting there stunned. I try to explain. My side tell them that server is insanely tricky, that I saw she was stuck, and all I wanted was to help a coworker and fix a technical issue faster. I say I was just trying to be useful and work as part of a team. HR lady listens to me the whole time, nodding here and there, taking notes when I finish. She looks up at me, says, my intentions might have been good, but what matters is how my actions were perceived. Says in a modern workplace, respecting personal boundaries is critical, and offering help without being asked can come off like questioning someone's competence. I glance at Greg. He's just sitting there, doesn't even look at me, doesn't step in, doesn't explain how our team actually works. Just nodding along with HR like a bobblehead, meeting wraps up. They tell me I'm getting an official verbal warning, going into my employee record. Also say all future interactions with Nicole need to be strictly formal, by the book. No exceptions. I walk out of that office feeling like I got punched in the gut. It's not just the warning. It's like everything I've built my reputation on got flipped. I've always been the guy who helps, and now I'm getting penalized for it. The company, the system that's supposed to be fair, didn't even try to see my side properly. Her feelings outweighed my intent. Her version became the official truth. I sit back down at my desk, just stare at the monitor for a long time. Guys, take one look at me and know it went bad. After work, we hit the bar across the street. Same place as always. I lay it all out. The complaint, the meeting, the corporate buzzwords, the warning as I'm talking. I watch their faces shift. First sympathy, then anger. Not just for me, for themselves too, because they realize it could have been any of them. Anyone could try to help. Anyone could end up reported. That realization hits hard. Our comfortable little work bubble turns out it was fragile as hell. All it took was one person who knew how to play the system. We sit there in silence for a bit, just processing. We all know one thing. This can't keep going. Like this walking on eggshells every day isn't sustainable. We needed a way to protect ourselves. That's when the idea shows up. Not revenge, more like survival. Simple idea. Almost too simple. We call it the professionalism protocol basic concept. If Nicole wants everything strict and formal, then that's exactly what she's getting. We follow company rules to the letter. Like painfully, literally no. Casual conversations, no friendly tips, no quick fixes at someone's desk, every interaction documented if she needs anything. Even the smallest thing, she submits a formal IT ticket with full details. If she has a question, send an email, no more, dropping by our desks for quick help. We stay polite, stay professional, but cut out all informal support completely. All the little tricks, all the internal knowledge that kept things running smooth, that stays within our circle. Now we agree on all this, over our second round of beers. No one's celebrating, no high fives, feels more like boarding up windows before a storm next day. Everything shifts immediately. You can feel the temperature drop in the room. Nicole walks in. Passes our desks, we just give short, polite nods. No good morning, no friendly tone, just acknowledgement. At first, she either doesn't notice or pretends not to. First real test happens before lunch. She walks up to our database, Guy. Same one she snapped at on day one. Asks him about some sales metrics he lets her finish. Looks up calmly, says it's a good question, and to make sure it's properly tracked and prioritized, she should submit it through the official support portal. She just blinks at him. Standing there because technically he's completely correct. Nothing to argue with. She looks annoyed but doesn't say anything. Goes back to her desk. Few minutes later, we hear her typing. Ticket comes through the system, like clockwork database. Guy picks it up, processes it, sends a formal response about an hour later. Even though if she'd just asked casually, would have taken maybe 30 seconds. Now it's a documented task with queue time and delays. And that's how the whole day goes. Every time she tries to talk directly, we redirect her back to official channels. Hey, can you take a quick look? Of course, just send the link and a detailed description. I'll add it to the queue. Just one quick question about server status. Latest report was emailed this morning. If you need more info, submit a request. That's what it turned into. We became walking auto replies, polite, precise, clean, and completely impersonal at first. It almost seemed like Nicole liked it. Like this was exactly the kind of environment she wanted. No human fuzz, just structured info exchange, but about a week in cracks started showing she didn't realize how much she used to rely on quick, informal conversations. Those little heads-ups that saved hours, like when we'd normally say, hey, running a big update on the main server, expect slowdowns for an hour or two. Now, she wasn't getting any of that. Her reports would lag. She'd send complaints, we'd respond honestly. Scheduled maintenance, delays expected, but she was always one step behind because she wasn't part of the loop anymore. Her main project started taking hits. To that big campaign she cared about so much, she'd send requirements. We'd execute them exactly as written. Not better, not worse if we spotted flaws or risks in her logic. We said nothing. Not our responsibility anymore. She asked for a data export in a specific format. We gave her exactly that, even though we knew it wouldn't work with her marketing software. But compatibility wasn't in the request format, was. So that's what she got a couple days later. Urgent ticket comes in, data is corrupted. We check everything. Respond, data integrity confirmed. Turns out her software just doesn't support that file type, which, by the way, is clearly stated in the docs. She burned days on something that could have been fixed in a 5-minute conversation. The isolation started getting to her before. She carried herself with confidence. Now there was constant tension around her. She started staying late, really late. Sometimes her desk lamp was the only light left on the whole floor. Just her sitting there, surrounded by empty IT desks, completely alone. Meanwhile, we kept working like usual, talking, joking, helping each other. But the second she got close, everything went quiet. At first, it was intentional, then it just became automatic, like flipping a switch into formal mode. About a month in everything. Finally broke launch day for her campaign, her big moment, chance to impress upper management, and it all collapsed. Site integration failed, the analytics dashboard. She planned a demo, was showing completely wrong. Data system was doomed. From the start, root cause was a bunch of small technical changes. API keys got updated, server paths moved, database structure changed. We had talked about all of it internally, emails, chats. Quick discussions we adjusted on our side, but Nicole wasn't included in any of that. She wasn't in those threads, didn't take part in those talks. She built everything on outdated info. Because she cut herself off from the source, failure was instant. Greg calls an emergency meeting, us, Nicole, and a few VPs who look ready to explode. Nicole is on the verge of tears, trying to explain throwing around technical terms she barely understands. Then she turns points at us with a shaking hand, says we sabotaged her, says we deliberately withheld information, created a hostile, closed-off environment, made it impossible for her to do her job. VPs are staring at us, not happy. Greg finally steps in, looks cornered, turns to me. Walter, what do you have to say? This is it. Moment of truth, I take a breath. Look at the VPs, then at Greg. Speak calm, no emotion. Explain that our team followed all corporate communication and project protocols, every task documented in the ticketing system. Then, HR lady same one from my warning meeting asks the key question, did you ever refuse to complete Nicole's requests? I answer, steady, no, every request was processed. She follows up, any inappropriate behavior. Language? I shake my head. After a previous complaint, we implemented strict rules. All communication with Nicole went through official, documented channels to avoid any misunderstandings. I pause and I can see it click in her eyes. She remembers my warning. The whole story shifts right there. This isn't about a team bullying someone anymore. It's about a team so afraid of another complaint. They lock themselves inside pure professionalism. We weren't hostile. We were compliant. We followed the rules, respected her boundaries, did exactly what was asked. And this was the result. Greg sees his way out, jumps in, says our response times were excellent, says he reviewed all communication, everything was fully professional, then looks at Nicole. Nicole, the IT team did their job. You asked for strictly formal working relationships. That's what you got. I can't force them to be your friends. Room goes quiet. Nicole just sits there, pale. She was so sure the system would back her that her version would win. But we used the rules against her, didn't break a single one. She built her own cage. We just handed her the key meeting ends with VPs deciding to reassign project leadership. Everyone knows what that means. After that, Nicole turns into a ghost. She's still physically there, but her authority is gone. Her projects get handed off to others. She stops trying to talk to anyone, comes in, puts on headphones, leaves right at 5, no big apology, no moment of admitting anything. She just accepts it. Office atmosphere slowly starts recovering, never quite the same, though we're more careful now, more aware of small things. But our core group stays solid, if anything. Stronger. We got tested and answered with discipline instead of aggression. Nicole leaves a few months later. No goodbye party, no farewell email. One day her desk is just empty. Sometimes, I wonder if she ever understood what really happened. Probably tells people she got pushed out by a toxic IT boys club. And in a weird way, she's not completely wrong. She saw it as toxic, but she brought the poison herself. We just let her deal with it.